Hi, everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Hot Combs and Popcorn podcast. For those who don't know, my name is Danielle.
My name is Bree.
My name is Bobby.
And here at Hot Combs and Popcorn, we love to review movies and television shows in Black culture that, we should have seen by now, but we haven't. We catching up. And at the end, after we discuss, we share our thoughts and our feelings, and then we rate on a scale of 1 to 5 hot combs as millennials. And today we're doing a 90s classic. We're doing Set It Off. And it was written by Takashi Bufford and Caitlin Neer. It was directed by F. Gary Gray, and it was starring a very star-studded cast. We got Jada Pinkett Smith, or she's just Jada Pinkett now.
Jade, wait, what?
I think she was.
Back then there was no
then.
Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett, Queen Latifah, Vivica A. Fox, and Kimberly Elise. It had a release date of November 6th, 1996, and it is rated R for very, very good reasons. It had a runtime of 2 hours and 3 minutes. So a quick little synopsis, it follows a group of friends who they got desperate for all of their own reasons in Los Angeles, and it drove them to bank robbery. And after a few big bank robbery runs, the group's dynamic starts to change due to stress over getting caught and not getting the money. And at the end, tragedy strikes, and the group's plans are shattered from greed and, getting caught. So, ladies, what do we think about Set It Off? What are our initial thoughts? Oh.
Initially, okay, great. I mean, I enjoyed it. I had a decent time. It was heavy. I have seen this before. This was the second time I watched this movie. First time I saw it was probably like 8 years ago, 9 years ago. So there were some details that I forgot, but I remembered thinking, I can't ever watch this again because it was so heavy. But here we are, and it's fine. And everyone ate. I don't know. That's it.
I liked it. I thought it was like, I don't know, for the 90s, like it was very much giving like problematic girl power, but girl power nonetheless. I really enjoyed. I wish we would have learned a little bit more about like Queen Latifah's character, but I enjoyed that they did it in a way of like they didn't necessarily point out the obvious too much. Like they didn't have to go that deep into her like lifestyle and stuff for you to know why she was down with the get down. I just thought it was just very like I think I came out of it with a note that said that the police create their own villains because literally that happened with Vivica Fox character. You can only imagine that happened with the Queen Latifah character, or shall I say the whole justice system in general, because that's why Kimberly Elise did it. It was just like, they try to come in and like be the good guys and stuff like that. But, unfortunately in neighborhoods like this, you do usually run into the same people, and that's including the same law enforcement. So it was kind of like, like it was heavy, and Jada was acting. They had that woman in there acting. I don't know if we've seen a movie yet where she's not crying.
You make a good point.
You're right.
You're right.
Like
They be putting that lady through the ringer.
Through the ringer.
She got her bag in the 90s and she earned it because they had her struggle busing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, on that note, instead of going to the highs and lows, let's talk about the first scene, which was the initial bank robbery. What are our thoughts on that scene and how it was like how the bank robbery was handled in terms of Vivica Fox's character?
My first note says, and I quote, "Girl, just give them the money. Like, who cares?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Girl, it is not your money.
It is not.
And like
girl,
you
give
said,
him the money. Follow the
insurance.
protocol. Give him the money.
Give him like Not everyone has to be the hero.
For a business
That's
that then fired you, like, for that reason, because you didn't follow protocol, like, I don't know. It feels like an avoidable situation. Now you got a white woman's blood on your face because she didn't got shot in the face. Because they hear that if you grow up with them and you live with them in the neighborhood, you know they about that life.
mm-hmm.
Why would you not just get them money? Like you, like I don't know. People do really weird things when they're in shock, and
Yeah.
so I think she's shocked. And so I try not to judge people on that too much. But I was like, girl, just get him the money. Like who really? Like I don't
Yeah.
understand.
And she kept calling him by his name, I think thinking that that's gonna like make him be like, oh, she right. Like I'm gonna get it together. I'm not gonna rob this bank. Like, but girl, he came in there with a mission. And I also found it really interesting. You were talking about how like don't be a hero, follow protocol and stuff. Um, I noticed that she kept saying that in the following like robberies, and I'm like, so why were you trying to be a hero in the robbery that happened to you? Like, it's not.
It's not clicking. Also, the thing is like she probably still could have followed protocol and they probably still would have left with the money anyway. Like you might as well just, I don't know, girl. These
At
people,
least,
the life. Like, I
yeah,
don't
like
know.
at least being your job can't say that you was in cahoots. Like,
Mhm.
if I feel like she kind of felt like, come on, don't do this to me. But like, also, the nigga is doing it to you. So now, what is your next step? Because we're here now. He
Right.
has the gun in your
Yeah.
face, telling you to give him the money.
No.
Like, I don't understand. I also put not John C because that dude who played the main police officer, he always in something comedy wise. He always
Yeah.
like goofy, goofy, goofy. So when he was in this, I was like, not you, not you
Yeah.
being
Right.
the ally, like you the ally in everything you in with us. Not you the biggest hobby you could be. That's
The biggest one. And I
crazy.
got a lot to say about that one
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Him and
He about to
the
catch all
woman,
this.
him and the black woman, I can't think of her name right now, but she's a very famous actress, and she's in a
Mhm.
lot of like I don't want to lie, say she's in the heat of the night, but she's in a lot of those type of things, and I was just like,
Hmm.
interesting choice here. You made an
Yeah,
interesting career.
that is true. Go ahead, Bobby.
Um, that cop, the white one, the man.
Yeah.
Love the actor. Great guy, I'm sure. But I'm about to skip to the end here. He was pissing me off the whole time. At the very end, he tried to be the good guy and show a little bit of remorse, but yet, wasn't he one of the ones that pulled the trigger that killed Stoney's brother? Was he one of the ones that pulled the trigger? Because the whole
You
time I'm thinking that he was, and I was pissed because, like, how are you gonna try to be the good guy, but you just killed this girl's brother?
so
I
that
don't
scene,
know if it was
I
him.
I think I took a long blink. I don't know
Yeah,
because
he was just running. He was running the operation, but I don't know if he's the one who said
right.
he's got it. Don't know.
I don't think so.
Possible.
Either way, I'm still mad. I'm pissed.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
These
I
cops
feel
are
like
trigger happy, bro.
because wasn't he okay? Like I said, I took a long blink at that point apparently because I looked down for 2 seconds and then like seeing that he was about to go on the ground, and then I look up and they're shooting him up, and I was like, what did I miss? So was
Like,
he not on the ground? I'm confused.
So he had the bottle of wine, the bottle of
Right.
champagne, and when he was on the ground, he started to pull that from underneath him, and they thought that was the. So
yeah.
when he started moving, when they tell you to get down, they tell you not to move, but he was laying on a champagne bottle, so he was taking that from underneath him, and they just saw him doing this on the ground, and that's why they started shooting.
Mm, damn.
Yeah, they made
Yeah.
it by shooting up the bottle.
Yeah. I really like how I think this movie did a good job at breaking down that whole like how easy it is for people to get into desperate situations like this, where you just got to do something. And I love how, they didn't shy away from the facts of police brutality and how insane all of it is. Granted, like, yeah, you're there to stop a bank robbery. Okay. But like, murdering, I think like 6 people died by the hands of the police in this 2-hour movie, was insane. But I'm glad that they didn't shy away from it, because like reality, and it's very complicated, all these situations. There's a lot of like nuance there. And I think the movie did a pretty good job of breaking that down and deconstructing it. All 4 of them, they all had it rough. So
Can I just make this is my I don't have too many low lights, but this is my one low light. And I just want to grab the 90s or the 90s directors or Black 90 by their peripheral shoulders. Every movie don't have to be 2 hours long, bruh. This movie did not need to be 2 hours long. It did it. I didn't need a whole sex scene song, the entire song.
yeah.
I didn't need to see her sleep with her boss to know she was gonna sleep with her boss. Like, I didn't need to see her go talk to Blair Underwood's fancy pants people, which personally I thought he was gonna be the villain, because Blair Underwood is the villain in everything, and he wasn't, and I was surprised. And I was just like, I was watching it, and then at least by like hour 30, I was playing Monopoly Go. And it's not because the movie wasn't interesting. It's just like, bro, I don't think y'all understand. We've watched maybe like 5 to 6 movies this season in a row that's 2 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we film multiple episodes once.
That is true.
It don't gotta be 2 hours. Like, Set It Off could have been a real good, clean cut hour 30 in out. But this movie, it was a lot of explanation, but it could have gone without the explanation. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I get it, but also I think that's just like what they was doing in the 90s. Like, they were paying extra attention to like the sensual scenes. Yeah, it was real cute. She's getting wax on her back. Great. 5 minutes. Like, can we please?
Honestly, I just hate a sex scene in general, depending. I'm normally not excited.
I didn't care for either of them, honestly. It was just camera in and out, a whole bunch of fade in out. I get it. And I'm
very
sure that
90s.
song was hot. It was giving 90s. And I get that. I was like, I promise y'all, it did not have to be 2 hours long. I promise you. Because
we could have cut straight from them like finishing. What was it? They went to the gala or whatever, right? Was that the same night as the sex scene?
This happened like in a week.
Whatever it was before. They were together beforehand. We could have cut to that, and then from her leaving. We didn't need the sex scene at all. Like, honestly, like, I think I tuned out.
Or even when she was crying, okay, now I'm kind of jumping everywhere. I really, Queen Latifah, I couldn't take her character seriously until the moment she put that gun in her face. I didn't really need for that crazy. I was like, how are you going to say we've been friends since kids because she threw a bottle at you put a gun in my face? Going on?
And like, you know what? I'm so happy that Jada had the appropriate reaction, or Stoney.
Yes.
I was so happy. I said, yes. Smack her. Smack her again.
She smacked that honestly, shit out of her.
She didn't do enough. You put a gun in my face?
She was born
the fact that they went back.
Girl.
The fact that y'all are back. Bro, what's happening in the 90s? I need someone to explain to me what the loyalty is in friendships. Was you still supposed to be friends with somebody who put a gun in your face? Like, is that what was, because I don't do that. We don't do that was you supposed to do that? I didn't get the message.
Is that what we're supposed to do?
Because if Danielle or Janelle put a gun in my face, baby, you're getting a restraining order. Like,
okay. No.
with love. I don't understand.
Yeah. And honestly, that
She
was
didn't
a
even
low light.
apologize.
Okay, my low light for this movie was their friendship wasn't a good friendship, like on any front. Because if we take it back, right, to Stoney's brother getting shot, the first thing they said to her after they pulled her away was, "So this robbery, what are we not gonna let this girl grieve? Like she's going through it, and then y'all pick on her on her lowest moment, knowing she has low key nothing else to live for, and she's like, yeah, why not? Y'all did the same thing to TT when her son got taken away. So
God.
this robbery, we gonna do like, hello,
Like
hello.
I made a note that says I'll shoot words. I have a lot of notes. It was something about no, oh, here it is. I said you have to know when to cut off certain people. Even if you have known each other your whole life, especially the reckless friend with low self-esteem. Like that doesn't care about their life, thus doesn't care about your life either. No matter how bosom buddy, that's my ride or die, that's my ace boon coon, whatever. You got to know when to let certain people in your life go for real. And I fear what was her character's name? Queen Latifah's character? Cleo.
Yeah.
I fear Cleo should have been cut off a while ago, honestly, or at least like an intervention. Like we should have been trying to help you. Like she had been doing Grand Theft Auto even before the movie started. She has a record, you know, and it's like you can have a record and be friends with somebody, but like let's we're all in the if you are committed to your own personal self-growth, you know, and you have a friend that's not, I don't know. I don't know. Gotta mend
It
that
just
somehow.
yeah. I will say though, I wrote down like this movie did a good job showing like the different levels of like, I don't want to say crazy, but crazy, because like Cleo was kind of just like crazy, crazy. I don't know. We don't really know much about Cleo and her backstory, like you were saying, Brie, which I kind of think is a shame because yeah, we see like how she's tough or whatever, but like we don't know where that's coming from. I think Stony had like grief crazy, and I think that's why she got into it. Frankie had like trauma crazy because she saw that lady get shot in front of her. She lost her job, like, and that kind of sent her off the deep end. And then TT was just desperate. Like, there's really nothing else.
And they was doing a lot with TT, trying to not give her the money. Frankie.
Okay. Okay. I have thoughts. I have thoughts about that.
Well,
I be feeling these thoughts, but I have thoughts about that. First off, how in what world? Maybe it's the DCFS world. I don't know, or CPS. We don't call it CPS Chicago. That's our school system. How do you get your child taken away, then show up with like $5,000 and not get a case put on you? Like, where was the investigation in that? Like, nowadays, the way that they really, some of them really don't care, and some of them really be on your ass, just like in the movie Deliverance. You telling me if I lose my kid and I'm like, well, just kidding, I got $5,000. You're not gonna be like, where the fuck you get that money from?
right. Like that don't seem
Like
suspicious to you.
that don't seem suspicious to you. Also, okay, like if we're gonna talk about the scenario, because I definitely wrote down you gotta watch the baby when they left that baby with all that bleach.
Man.
I was like, you got to watch the baby. You can't just let the baby be the baby, you know? Like, and they was like, oh, we was just watching them, but you wasn't, because the baby went not got no like the baby went not got no bleach. Frankie, you know, she was definitely giving Capricorn with, you know, a goal. I don't really completely understand why they gave TT money, because their friendships have no foundation to begin with. So the fact that TT was like, you ain't even go in there. I mean, like, honestly, but she didn't though. Like, I'm not saying we gotta be mean, but we ain't splitting it 4 ways, pumpkin pie. Like, we gonna give you some, but like, also, I also wrote down getting bank robber ready in the bank hallway is crazy. Okay, they walked in there with putting the wigs on, putting the sunglasses on. all these people, y'all don't see they finna rob a bank.
Can
Like they
we
getting ready.
that first robbery was jokes because they were like, wait, put your hands up, and it was just like it
They
was
didn't
so
do
much
any research.
none.
I feel like I know how to rob a bank better than that.
And like they got it together, right? Like they finally, honestly, if they had just had a shootout with the police in that last bank robbery, they probably could have got away. Personally, that's just me. If I'm gonna be a
Yeah,
devil's
they could have.
advocate, like they got better, but I don't know. Like I feel like TT don't need to be around none of them,
Mm-mm.
and I don't feel like Stoney needs to be around none of them. I feel like Cleo and Frankie, I could see how they would be friends, but
Frankie
like
was about it. She was with it the whole time.
well,
Jump.
once that happened, you could tell she was the one that was trying to be right, do right, get a corporate job,
Yeah.
and then it fucked her over. And she was like, well, fuck, I might as well just go back to what I'm doing. But also, it was just like TT don't seem like the type that would snitch to y'all. Like TT seemed like she don't. I would not trust TT with this information.
Well, and the thing is, like, TT literally has everything to lose because she has a kid. Like none of them, the rest of them aren't mothers. She has a lot to lose, and if it's between you or possibly losing my baby again, it's gonna be you.
Yeah,
But I do
honestly,
think
I was like, that's why they should give her the money so she don't snitch. Because if it's between them and her child, she gonna snitch. Like
that's true. But I don't know. I do think that they should have given her the money, based on their word, not based on the fact that the friendship doesn't stand. They're saying, oh, we're besties, we're besties, we're besties. If you're really besties and like you see your friend is in the worst situation possible, why would you not want to help her out?
Yeah.
We just hit a lick.
but
You
not
want
for
to
a
be
Yeah.
friend. We not
Right.
stupid.
I agree. I feel like
She can get like 1,000, maybe like 1,500, but she ain't getting
she can get enough
$3,400.
because what was the
Yeah.
first cut? Like how much did they get in the first robbery? I don't
It
even
was
remember.
3,000 per person.
It was
I think they
3,000.
sold
Oh,
12,000.
In today's
so
money,
yeah,
that's
she get
$6,000.
1,000.
Yeah, I did the math. I need to know.
Period. Yeah,
Like
she
she
could
could
get
have
a
gotten a little
smooth out.
something. Maybe not the whole amount.
No.
Back then, like especially because they weren't, I guess they weren't putting stuff on money back then. Like they weren't tracking it. Like that was a cute little bit of change.
That's a lot.
I feel like the fact that they went in there and risked it because obviously they know that cameras and things exist. I feel like she should have got some little change and then they should have excluded her from the future bank robberies because she has too much to lose.
Yes.
She's a liability. Okay, we can't have you punking out on the spot again. She seemed like she shouldn't even have been in that friend group, to be honest. Like Stoney makes more sense in the friend group than her. Like she seems like she needs someone to hold her hand. And I can't have that type of friend when I'm trying to do a bank robbery. Like you can't be like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna hide, and then you're gonna. I risk my life, but
she the type to.
They not.
Yeah.
They wasn't real friends to be given like.
Right. I'm confused because how did she get in the friend group to begin with? Like, I know the others were like from kindergarten, whatever, but like, where did TT come from? Is she just from work?
Probably. I feel like they should have expanded on that a little bit more. Can we
Yeah.
honestly?
I would love a prequel.
I was just about to say a prequel would hit. I want the prequel because I feel like we would have a little bit more empathy for Cleo, possibly, because right now I'm like, girl, you had it coming. Look,
I wrote down that Cleo was a dumb criminal. Like if you,
very much so.
If you are going to be a criminal, be a smart criminal. Like
you drove your car through the bank.
That's my motto. If you're gonna be a criminal, be a smart criminal. Don't get caught doing criminal. I literally wrote down at the end, A is giving Grand Theft Auto. And B, I said she's definitely giving Wasted from Grand Theft Auto because what you think was gonna happen if you ran? You thought that was the thug thing to do? I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, drive through. Like you could have kept going, like the street didn't end. You could have just drove it to you. I don't understand.
Like I'm so confused. Also, this girl, she was pissing me off the whole fucking time. First of all, she's throwing the CDs out the car.
Yes, yes. That pissed
Bitch,
me. I wrote it down. Dumb criminal.
fuck. Your fingerprints is how they
All
found you.
over.
Girl, you don't got no gloves on? Not even gloves.
Now she did have gloves on in one of the robberies, and I'm like, well, this is too late. Like you are, we know who
They
you
already
are.
know.
Why are you? First of all, you're already on the run. You're switching cars. Grand Theft Auto. You get in the front seat, and your first thought, I gotta give me some music. Now, I will say, in my mind, that's kind of like how when you have a plate of food and you sit down and you're like, I gotta find something good on Netflix.
Okay,
First. Like,
true.
I get it. I understand. But like we're talking about criminal activity. We don't have time for that. Put the radio on and go. You cannot be throwing CDs out of the car. Out the car,
Out the car
girl.
with your fingerprints. And even better, actually cut the radio off. Keep it off. Think
That's
about the
her
plan.
time. Like they know it's them because she's doing that. Like you're leaving breadcrumbs for the police. I also, low key though, to Stoney's credit, I think it's bullshit that he recognized her on that video surveillance camera. I don't believe that would happen in real life. Ain't no
Nope.
way
Nope.
that they would, because if that was the case, they would have recognized that old dude was not the same dude. Because when he came out that apartment building, I saw the SWAT team. Like literally when he was walking down the stairs, I said, there they go. And then they all jumped out at him, big crazy type thing. So I was like, so you ain't check? You're not gonna check first to see if you
Right.
got the right person? You just gonna, like, what if that's a thing all the people in a gang do? What if they all do that? Like, so you just gonna,
Well, when it comes to the police, they don't be surprising me for real. They don't be surprising.
the police, what are you really gonna do? Especially back then, especially with what happened. The announcer was like, this is such a tragedy, one of the biggest tragedies. I was like, I'm pretty sure Rodney King happened here too.
It did.
And that was pretty bad.
4 years prior.
There's worse things that happened. I feel like robbing a bank is giving you equitable amount of reason to be getting chased like you are in Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
I think there were some plot holes here and there. I would also love to know how Frankie got caught in the same area that Stoney was, but Stoney didn't get caught. I'm highly confused.
Right. And also, sorry, go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, because I'm getting mad now.
Because let's be so for real, right? You were saying about how he recognized her on the bus, right? What cop is going to see someone allegedly see on the bus and not stop the bus? You're not just gonna let a criminal get away. Like, I want you to be so for real right now.
Like that was supposed to be his redeeming quality. He's gonna let her go. Bitch, no. Like, they still have a job to do.
Right. So it's like y'all
and the friend was running. So why not do the same to the bus? I don't understand.
Okay. And another thing about this bus. This how I find it very hard to believe that the detectives would allow a tour bus to just be there while you're shooting somebody. That was weird.
It felt very equally as irresponsible as
you
what
got
was
all
going
these
on.
tourists.
Yeah.
Like traumatized.
And there's sombreros.
Yeah.
There's sombreros, bro.
Clearly, we're on a bus to Mexico and LA because clearly LA is close enough to do that. Okay, that's great. I do love that. Clearly that's what's gonna happen. I did think that Dr. Dre and Queen Latifah being together, iconic. I know, crazy, right? I do think them two being together was iconic. What's the proceed? I guess I don't know what this is talking about. When it said what's the proceed, I said what's the proceed kind of ate. I don't really know what that was. I guess somebody said that in the movie. Like I guess that was a line. What's the proceed? I don't know what that was supposed to mean. I know it happened. I know I wrote it between Cleo getting wasted and the cop putting all his stuff on the ground. Now, I'm not going to incriminate myself here, but if I was Vivica Fox, that would have went a completely different way with me. But I was like, dang, what a horrible way to go out like that when you have chances for it to not be like that. I mean, what is you gonna run into traffic? I don't understand. I don't I don't understand where you were running.
I don't know what the end goal was because I'm like, so it's either jail, right? Or get shut up. You saw all them cars behind you, all them cops, and you thought, you know what, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. Like, I know she said that like it's already over. I don't know what she said exactly, but basically that it's done. So I guess she was kind of accepting her fate, but still, I'm not accepting that. I'm not getting shot up like that. I'm sorry. Like,
Oh yeah, I think she said what's the procedure or what the proceed is when she had the gun to his neck, and I was like, that kind of ate. I was because I think he was like, I was like, kind of give him kind of badass, but I just feel like if you're gonna commit, right? If you're gonna be in the gun, you're gonna put a gun out, you're gonna do these things. Now you didn't put a gun out on the police, so you're gonna get killed regardless. Like
right.
the only reason why they can't shoot you is because he in front of you. Why would you run? Like that just don't make it's not clicking. And then poor Jada, God Jesus Christ, poor Jada. Her parents then died. She then got
Girl.
sexually assaulted by her boss. Her brother then got shot and killed. Ain't going to wherever she wanted him to go to. She then ripped up the check. Now, girl, don't rip up your hard earnings. That's dumb.
That's
And then she
Right.
sees all her friends get shot and killed around her. They didn't left Elise's body or TT's body in the thing, which seeing that meme was very like, we're so inappropriate as a generation because that was a serious moment. And I
yeah.
see that just simply for dang, I went to my restaurant and it was closed for maintenance, eyes closed. Like we are such an unserious generation. But like outside of that, I was like,
And she
this
lost her
is
man
like
She lost her man.
on top of all
That first
that.
he would have come back though. He would have come back though. He was when they called, he would have dropped everything for her. And if let me just say this. Let me just say this. If you see me on a bus, I just committed crazy robbery. You the police, leading investigative. You see me on the bus. You do not go get me out the bus. You let me go to a different country. I shouldn't be on the wanted list when I come back. Personally, you let me go, so
Yep.
why can't I come back? Like you knew where I was, so I
if
feel like
you
she could have come back.
right. If he didn't want to do his job, that's not on her. Again,
That's
you
on
being
me.
she wasn't the dumb criminal, like we said Cleo was. But in this case, he was the dumb detective. Like, do your job.
Really
So
bad.
really bad. I don't see,
Really
yeah.
bad.
It was very sickening how he was really. That's the one thing I don't like sometimes about movies like this. If you're gonna be a villain, be a villain. Like I like someone that's gonna be truly evil. If you're gonna do evil shit, be evil. Don't try to be our friend because you didn't got my brother killed and now you're trying to have a kumbaya moment. Like if you're gonna be that cop, be that cop then.
Mm-hmm.
You got to commit. Go all the way. I feel like it would have been sickening if maybe he did get on the bus, maybe she did get caught, and then she has to figure out a way out of it or something like that. Like that would have been, get a little spice.
But that would have added another 45 minutes.
But yeah, that would have been a lot. But something.
We did not
And
have time for
look,
that.
But
because again, so much happened in the important parts, you really didn't need. And I feel like some things I cut out, to be honest, because when they did the bank robbing, the second one, and Queen Latifah drove into it, which I thought they had the homeless man or the houseless man. I thought they paid him to be a distraction
that's what I thought.
because it was in their favor. Turns
Mm-hmm.
out he wasn't. He was just being there. One of them, I want to say it was like TT's character. One of them picked up one of them like stuffed animals that was on the ground. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm probably going to expect them to get caught because one of them going to get caught. They're going to find this stuffed animal that was in their house or something. Never saw it again. And then I think that's when my brain started to be like, I have dice on Monopoly Go because I was like, okay, things are not being followed up on. There's a couple of plot holes going on. There's camera shots and things that seem like they're intentional and then nothing comes out of it. So like overall, I was like, it's really good. It is a really good movie, but like
Yeah,
Yeah.
things,
there was a lot.
in
Yeah.
my opinion.
I will say, even though we talked about Cleo's end scene, I actually really liked her end scene.
Yeah.
It was,
It was fine.
It was emotional.
it was emotional. Like when she told them to get out the car and that they had to split up, and I was like,
She knew.
you know, she already know. Like it was just like I was like, dang, this is the one time in the whole movie that she's not being selfish. Like, wow,
Okay. She's selfish as fuck and bad with money.
bro, she's so bad with money. Like,
She's just here
but
for her car, her girl, and that's it. She here for her and Ursula, and that's all she
And
wants.
Ursula's a baddie. I
Those,
understand. I get it. Like,
I mean, no, that I'm not gonna lie though. That scene when they were on top of the car, that shapewear had me dying on Queen Latifah. That had me rolling in my grave, and I'm not even there yet. I was like, oh, why y'all trying to make her sexy? Like this. She got the lace brassiere. Like, what
that
is
was funny.
going on? It was bad enough because I feel like Queen Latifah, at least when I've seen her, she's always just like a very nice, positive person. Like, I never see her like, so her playing this role, it was very much giving me reminiscences of like Ice Cube playing in Boys in the Hood.
Mhm.
But like, her character was just very unserious to me. Like, I could not take her anything serious. So when that happened, I was like, this is so unserious, nigga. Why is she on this car like this? She like Ursula netted down, right? It's giving cute. And here she like, I was like, why do you have a tummy tucker on with this whole like, what is going on?
Like, if you don't
here?
give that lady an oversized t-shirt and some boxers, okay?
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, why
Boxers, briefs, something.
like I'm straying from this. I feel like I'm being strayed for what her character. Like, first of all, this is a nice undergarment. So you telling me she all hood, all that on the outside, but she wearing like Lane Bryant, like like what?
Lane Bryant is crazy.
They're like very demure, very mindful,
Mindful.
very cutesy,
Very
because
cute,
she
very
don't wear
demure.
green colors at work. And well, I'm
It
supposed to
did it.
believe that you a thug. Like, what's happening? What do
Right.
you want? What do you want out of me? You're asking for too much. I can only suspend my disbelief for so much.
For so long. You know what though? Even though this was a very serious movie, there was some like really funny lines in this. Like I don't know who said it, but somebody called Queen Latifah's character a Mighty Morphine Power Ranger, and I was
Yes.
like, why would you say that? Like, why would you say that? I bust out. It's wild.
They boss was wild. They boss was really,
Luther?
really eating her. Luther was eating her up. I said,
Eating her.
no. I said, oh no, Queen.
She
You
was
got
talking real crazy to her boss.
Well, she was talking crazy.
Like,
she
damn.
was like,
girl.
well, and that's why he stole her money. He said, oh, well, let me go and get me a little snow bunny here. Get my money.
Hey, honestly, if you find a bag of money, let me not incriminate myself.
There will be signs. There
will be signs.
There will be signs. Five Guys. I will be eating Five Guys every day. Okay.
Period. Speak on it. Speak on it.
Period.
Because those fries are
green. There will be signs. Paper towels. Who are they? I don't know.
Nice paper towels
in the background. Like,
I'll have the toilet paper with like instead of like the straight cut, it'd be a little wavy.
Mm-hmm. Look,
very demure.
Everyone's lottery. I'm wearing a mask and I'm signing like them people to be wearing masks and gloves because I'm finna disappear. Like, you're not gonna see. It's nice to everybody. I will send everybody burner phones that need them, and I'm disappearing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
off the damn grid. But bitch, I'm in Monaco actually.
Okay. I'm traveling
I'm in the south of France. So
oops, I'm gone.
Sorry. But I did notice something hilarious. It made me chuckle. In that scene with Luther and the white woman, I noticed this man is a Q. He got a brand on his chest. I was like, oh, not the actor.
Not you. Not you got your sign.
Right there, Omega.
Not makeup, not covering it. Ah, that's
On his
awesome.
right titty.
Not you. On the tip.
On the right titty.
Sir.
They said, wow. They really
You
said, you know
commit
what?
adultery. You commit
Mm-mm-mm.
I open mouth laughed. I
I
don't know
was
why
not
it
really
made
paying
me.
that much attention, but
They're
that's
like,
funny.
nobody's gonna know.
How
How will
would they
they know?
know?
How will they
But
know?
here we
How would
are.
they know?
And now we know.
But look at us.
But also
Who
shout
would have
out to
thought?
that white woman for not snitching.
Okay, because you know what, that scene
Yeah,
kind of
she was like, you ain't finna have me
she said
No.
out
Queen
here,
Latifah's
dude.
character, she said, like, and I was like, yeah, she got your
Yeah.
ID, girl. Don't play with her. Okay.
Because I'm crazy. I'll take it there.
Who do I look like?
That's what it was giving.
And she said,
Ooh, she ate that.
she said, remember.
I got your
And
address.
maybe she's talking about a kill sign. I don't know. Maybe that's
Like, we don't know anymore.
now. That was the right city. I'm sorry.
But you know what? Even in that scene, I don't know. I think her name was Officer Strode. Is that who it was? Whatever, the black lady. She got on my nerves. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, yeah, I know you're doing your job, but you supposed to be for the girls. Okay? Like, and you not. You not.
Definitely not a she was not
a girl's girl.
Not a girl's girl.
Mm-mm. She was not a girl's girl.
She kept going in the white lady's face, and she's like, "Are you sure? Who is it?" She's right there, and I'm like, "You badgering? You're not supposed to be doing that to the victim."
And like, why you care about this bank so much? Is your money in the bank? Like,
right?
Probably.
Did you?
Well, we're losing recipes. She's supposed to have it under her mattress. I don't know what to tell her.
Like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. Every single time she appeared on my screen, I was like, "Here we go." Like,
yeah, I was tired.
I was tired of her, and she said, "But like what? 10 words in this whole movie?" But I just didn't like her character. I don't know.
I don't really find her character black, honestly. I feel like that was an intentional choice, but like,
yeah.
I
think to Bree's first point is that the villains weren't villainous enough. Because if they gave her a little bit more oomph, a little more chutzpah, yeah, she would have ate. Like, they definitely could have given her some more things to do. If they wanted to have like the good cop, bad cop thing and have her be the bad cop and the white man be the good cop, they need to play it up. They could have given her a little bit more.
Because I think that's what they were trying to do, because they were trying to make her seem like the trigger happy one, like especially in what scene was that? I think it was the last scene with
Vivica.
Vivica, yeah.
Frankie.
And he kept telling her to stand down. And she was like, and I'm like, girl.
Not. She said, I'm ready. Let me know when to pull the trigger.
They made her seem like aggressive, very cute.
It just wasn't, I didn't really her character at all. Like, I just didn't feel like it was a needed character to me. But, I guess. But I will say, we haven't really talked about him much. I really did like Blair Underwood's character a lot. And I was rooting for them. To be honest. I wish he would have just left and went to Mexico, like she was what he needed. He had the money. He could have just left all his bank and just left, He didn't even go to the bank. He don't really work there. I know some stuff. He was like, I'm just here.
Maybe I'm thinking too hard about it, because I'm not like, I don't know, romance in movies is like fine, whatever. But he asked her, like, what are your goals? And she was like, I don't know. He was like, what's your 5-year plan? He was like, I don't know. And I'm like, I hate that answer for dating purposes. I don't know.
Honestly, for dating purposes, I hate that question. Don't ask me that.
That's a crazy question.
I
I'm
agree.
not even be here in 5 years. Don't ask me that. Like,
Rude.
Okay. Like, what are you gonna do with that information?
what you gonna do?
I just
Track me on
feel
LinkedIn?
like
You don't need to know what I'm doing.
I
Right.
feel like if you are like are genuinely interested in building something with somebody, like you seem to be with her, don't you want to like connect on like where you guys want to go together in the future, like your shared values, like I don't know. Once he continued, I was like, okay, this is just the love story. Whatever. I could have done without that whole thing, but he was a good guy. I did like his character. He was good, but I didn't need
And I
it.
like that she told him to go meet him at the diner. We heard the diner so that like he would be out of it.
Yeah, that was
I
nice.
thought that was really, like, I really liked. I feel like they needed to. I feel like Stoney was the main character, but she really wasn't the main character, and I feel like they needed like a solid main character. Like, I feel like if we were gonna do a lot of extra scenes outside of what they've already done, just give me those scenes. Like, I don't need to see Kimberly Elise reuniting with her son. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see like Vivica Fox's character having her little moments and thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like Stoney was the main character, but I would have liked this to be mm, more from her perspective and not us just kind of following a thing around her, because you got like, I don't know, they made her stuff was so deep that I just would have liked if the movie was just based around her and not necessarily like the four of them, because you didn't really learn anything about Frankie. You didn't really learn anything about Queen Latifah. You didn't really learn anything about TT other than she basically needs to be on some type of medication because she can't handle anything. You didn't really know anything about any of them. I mean, let's be honest. TT was not the one that you want to be doing no bank robbery with. Like,
Which
she wasn't there. She wasn't
couldn't
meant to
take
be
it.
around how she got there. Like, she's not meant for this life. She should be a school teacher somewhere, like.
Yeah. She needs to learn how to say no as well. Because bitch,
Other
you're not
than
dragging me there.
that,
She didn't want to do it.
She didn't, and she didn't do it, which is why I feel like she shouldn't have got that much money. But that's beside the point. I feel like when she dropped out of it, she should have been done with it and said, "I can't do it." Honestly, I feel like after their second robbery, they should just stop. Like, I know it's always like that one that's gonna be greedy, and that's what's gonna get you to get caught. But like, again, if they was going to do that third robbery, they were in sync. They had the masks, they had the costumes, they had like they was in there. I just feel like letting that police officer talk to them down was just like, bro, shoot him, get going, give him avocadabra and get that man out of here. Like,
Right. At least shoot him in the foot. Something. You don't gotta shoot the kid.
like, get that man and keep it moving. Like, I understand they had it so perfect. Why have a conscience in your biggest bank robbery yet? Like,
Right. Be like the people in the first scene. Okay.
they never get caught. I think the man might have died in the shootout, but that other person never got caught.
Right. If you're gonna do it, you gotta commit. Like, I'm sorry.
Saying, like,
I'm saying. But I will say the last thing I gotta say about Blair Underwood, I did really like him. He's a fine man, first of all. Second of all, I loved when he said, I'll be your genie. Just tell me what you want. And I was like,
ooh, that would have worked on me. Yes.
that would have worked on me. That would have worked.
That would have worked.
He's a good role model for the men today. He's
Yeah.
something
He's a good man.
Because it was giving grown man, honestly. It was giving non-judgmental grown man. Like, he knew that she came from a different lifestyle and he was okay with that. He wasn't trying to like save her per se, but he just wanted to help her however he could, like, he went and got her a dress because she didn't have anything to wear. He wasn't like going above and beyond. It's like the simple stuff. And, looks like they had great sex. That's what I guess. They look like it, great time, But outside of that, he seemed like a really caring person. And I wish that he would have went to Mexico. I feel like he could have gone to Mexico and left with her. I don't know. I feel like somewhere around like the end, it kind of started to disconnect a little bit. because you did want them to be together. Well, I wanted them to be together.
Mhm.
I thought they were cute together. I thought that he really let it be known that he had feelings with her. And I just felt like that was her way out. And she didn't take
Yeah.
it. And that's a little saddening to me.
Mhm. I agree.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Like, you can only live on that money for so long. At least he's a long-term plan, you know, and you like him.
And
And
you
he's
can.
nice.
And he's like,
And
and he
he's
likes you. So
he likes you and he just wants to protect you. And like,
that
I
was
feel like
just
that's the
unfortunate.
minimum. Yeah, it was unfortunate. I feel like that was one of the one things I was like emotionally involved in watching it. I was like, oh,
He was
Mhm.
cute.
like,
It was cute. Well, it's about that time. This episode was a little bit different because we didn't do like direct lowlights and highlights,
Yeah.
but we just had to get it out.
You
But
gotta switch it out sometimes.
right, just a little bit. Do y'all have anything else to say before we go to ratings?
Yes. I have a
Oh.
few like throwaway notes. In the very beginning, they were talking about $15 an hour being a lot of money. And I wrote that down with 3 heartbreak emojis next to it because I was like, damn. The minimum wage in California now is like 16.50 something. I don't know, but let me tell you, it's not enough. And they're over there talking about $15. I was like, damn, we could have had it all. We could have had it all. But I
I
digress.
understand. I get it because back in the day, I remember when $15 an hour sounded like
Yep.
bank.
Bank.
Okay.
and they could have continued their $15 an hour if they didn't have the money in that little event. That's what made him quit and leave the business was that he found their money. They had a steady, I think it was Stoney or Frankie that was like, we gotta keep it normal. We gotta keep going to work
Smart.
and act like, and I was like, that's how you do it. Don't.
But I don't think they were making 15. They saw the power, the plant that was across the street, and she was saying that they were making 15 an hour before they closed it down.
Mhm. They made less than that. They probably were making like, I don't know. I
Oh,
don't even know how to estimate that. But probably like at least 7, 6, 7 an hour, maybe. Which is insane. But anyway. Also, nails, hair, makeup, the 90s was just written all over it. Love to see it. Also, I have a theory. It may not be a theory. I think it might be a fact. I don't know. That the AP guy, the original AP guy, set up the brother. That's why he shaved his head, so he would get caught and said him.
Oh, I thought so too.
yeah, I thought so too, actually.
I thought so. That was a possibility. I thought that was a possibility.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, grimy. But hey, there's no friends in the game. I don't know. So that was grimy. Also, if a rich, fine man wanted to take me around the world, a bank robbery would be the last thing on my mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Because,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
The
it.
only thing I didn't say that I have wrote down, well, I wrote in all bold letters, don't tell me to stay with you after you just shot me because you don't want to get sued. That really made me mad when they had shot up the little brother and the police officer like, stay with me. And I was like, nah, 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 nah. You have plenty of time and moments for you to not shoot up this man. And now you afraid of the bad press. Now you afraid, nah, you just should have thought about it. Don't tell me to stay alive because it works best for you. And then another thing that I wrote down was about her boss who made her sleep with him. I was like, men don't feel like whores, question mark. That's what I
Like,
put down. I was like, you don't feel like a ho doing stuff like that. I was like, and you so desperate for sex, you'll take some involuntary sex.
ugh,
I'm
Like,
like,
you should see somebody
disgusting.
for that.
the standard is in hell.
Like, I know it's sometimes a power thing, but I was just like, is it? Do men and there's still many of them exist, like the older men who are grimy, but like, do you not like do you have self-confidence? Like, what's happening? You like, I hope people talk about you. Like, you're this old crusty dusty man trying to talk to these young girls and get your little thing up. Like, I don't understand. Do you not feel like a whore? Like, you'd rather, huh? It was just, he was making me real mad. He went and came to her house just to come pick her up, and she did that. And I was like, men, y'all, you need to get better PR. Your PR is just as bad as kids right now. Probably worse.
It's worse.
It's been worse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it's about that time. What are we rating? Set it off.
Although I still want to grab the 90s by their shoulders and shake them, I will give it a 4 out of 5 hot combs. I can't give it a 5 because I can't do 2 hours is too long for this movie. So much could be cut out. I need a director's cut. No, actually, I need a Brianna's cut. And I wish it ended differently. I wish different choices were made by the characters, but I like the storytelling. I thought the cinematography was really good. And I like the music, the outfits. Like, this is definitely a movie that could be watched again. Things would be scrolled past, but this is definitely like a movie that if it came on BET, perfect amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is
all that stuff would have cut out. This is a BET exclusive, Baby Boy on Ice. Like, I would have loved to see this when it came on syndicated TV, because it would have been a solid hour 30 with commercials.
Yeah.
I need that version. That version I'll probably watch 2 or 3 more times because it actually was good as hell, and the memes do hold up, and I did like them, like, as a group. But the longer it is, the more you give me time to think about why I don't like it. So I'm just gonna leave it at a 4.
Okay. Bobby.
Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. This is my exact kind of movie. I love a heist movie. Oh, I love a heist. I love action, thriller, guns, shoot 'em up, and also star-studded cast. And you know what? The more we watch these movies, the more I'm like, it makes complete sense why these are legends. Like, seriously, it really does. Like, these people have put in work. They've been grinding for decades, and it's all good. So, well, mostly good for some of these people. At least these 4, they have a track record that speaks for itself. So I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5 hot combs. And the first time I watched it, I also gave it like a 4.5 out of 5. So yeah, it was good.
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. All the actors did what they needed to do. Everyone showed up. They were there. They were on their Zoom. Okay. I think I do agree it could have been shorter. A lot of things could have been, snipped up just a little bit. Not nothing crazy, but just a little bit. But I, for the most part, had no problem just like watching this whole thing through. I think that the storyline was really good. The writing was great. The moments that that there was some relief were really good. I think, it was a very clear line that this was not a comedy, even though they had like small comedic moments. And I think that's important. Like, even though this is a very, trauma heavy movie, they still were able to show like the real life of these 4, even as chaotic as their friend group was. But yeah, I had other low lights, but my real only low light is just how long it was. So I'm also gonna have to give it a 4.5 out of 5 hot combs. It was a great movie.
Okay. Yeah. We did it.
Period.
A good one.
Well, yeah, that has been another episode of the Box Office, the Hot Combs and Popcorn podcast. Thank you all for listening. Again, my name is Danielle.
My name is Brianna.
My name is Bobby. Oh, sorry. I was ready.
Y'all know who we are, okay? We said our intros in the beginning.
You have to know who we are. Our names are on
the season 3.
Picture.
Exactly. Anyway, so, if you haven't done so already, please follow and subscribe to us on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on all the things. Throw us a like, share the episode. Let us know in the comments, have you seen Set It Off? What are your thoughts? What are you rating it? And, let us know what movie we should do next. And, as y'all know, the streetlights they're probably on by now. I'm not even gonna lie. So we got to go because we're going to get in trouble. But we will be here, same time, same place. See y'all next time. Bye.